Yo, what's happening, Raider Nation? It's your boy Soto here. You know what it is. Raiders versus the world. Talked about the team that the world loves to hate, your Las Vegas Raiders. All right, so day after, and boy, we knew something was going to happen. There was going to be some explosiveness going to happen, and because there wasn't any explosions going on in the field offensively, Chip Kelly had to be exploded, and he's gone. He's no longer the offensive coordinator, and it's a big wake-up call for everybody in the Raiders organization. But the thing that I find interesting is the special teams was a terrible part of this team, right? So Tom McMahon, you're out. Okay. Now, the offense isn't scoring points, right? So Chip Kelly, you're out. Well, the offensive line is playing god awful, and Brennan Carroll is still there. It's a tough situation for me to swallow, man, because when you're taking a look at a guy like Pete Carroll, who's all about competition and holding yourself accountable and holding everyone, it's just all that stuff just rings hollow now. And I said it a little bit yesterday, and I'm going to say it again today. I think Pete Carroll would have gone a lot further in his bid to do much greater things and much more in his kind of his resume to become a Hall of Famer if he would have at least just steadied the waters. If he would have gone these 3 seasons that he's contracted, he would have steadied the waters. He would have grown the team in the right direction. If you could have done that, we haven't had that in decades. In decades for the Raiders, we haven't had that. If he would have done that, that would have been something that he could put on his resume and say, look, I took that organization that was floundering, that was just being tossed around with turmoil left and right and turnover every single season. And I steadied the waters and I calmed the waters and I put them in the right direction. And because of that, they were able to go forward after I was gone and become a great franchise. But no, he decided to say, you know what? I want the glory for myself. I want to win now with a bunch of patchwork 1-year vets and give Geno Smith a ton of money. And look, yeah, Geno Smith was sacked 10 times. That's a ton of times to get sacked. I get it. But he also missed 3 wide open touchdowns. And these are things that you can't not do if you're Geno Smith. If you're Geno Smith, you have to take advantage of the opportunities that you're given. And he just seemed like a little bit gun shy. Now, it's easy for me to say because I'm not getting hit by these huge guys, right? But still, that's the job, man. That's the job. That's why you get paid the big bucks, right? That's why you get paid the big bucks, is to stand in there and take those hits and deliver those balls on time. I can understand 1, maybe even 2 going over the head of Trey Tucker, but at least to hit on 1 of them. You didn't hit on any of them. Terrible situation, man. One guy that actually had a nice game was Charles Snowden. He had a couple tackles for loss, and he also had an interception. Let's hear what he had to say about the game.
Recovery.
Yeah, I mean, felt great. Just, result of hard work. Just seeing, fruits of your labor out there, making a play, trying to help the team. That's what it's all about. And so just trying to keep producing and trying to turn it into wins.
Overall, just, when in defending against Shador, what did you think of him in his first NFL start?
Yeah, for his first start, I thought he looked good. I thought he looked very poised. Thought he had good control of the offense. Obviously, he's all the talent in the world. You see it on the throw, on that bomb. So, good head on his shoulders. Keep working. They can be a very good pro.
Obviously, this wasn't the result that the team wants, but what's been the message from Coach as you guys kind of go through this journey that you've had?
Just stick with it. The NFL is the most competitive league in the world, and so results aren't always going to go your way. So we just got to stick to the process, control what we control, and let the chips fall where they may.
Thank you, Charles.
Interesting choice of words by Charles Snowden. Very poetic. He said, let the chips fall where they may. Well, a chip did fall. He fell big time. He got fired. So this offensive line was just abysmal. And one of the things that really irked me about what happened was when Will Putnam went down and it was hurt, and you had a guy in Jordan Meredith who was starting the entire season at center, could have slid him over into the center spot and put Caleb Rogers in at guard. And I don't know if you guys heard, but Caleb Rogers was warming up. He got his helmet on. He was kind of sprinting up and down the sidelines to make sure that he was loosened up, ready to go into the game. He was ready to go into the game. Then you see Alex Kappa go into the game and play at center. Before this season, he'd never played at center, I don't believe. And Pete Carroll said that, he had taken a couple of snaps here and there, but ultimately, what is happening here? What are we doing? You have a guy and you have a narrative over and over again that's like, let's get this going. Let's get these young guys out there. And it just didn't happen. It's not happening. And I don't understand why we're not doing it. I don't understand what the issue is here. It doesn't make sense. I don't like it. It's something that needs to be fixed, and ultimately it's not. And we're just continuing to just do the same things over and over again. And Pete Carroll himself said that something needs to change, but he's not changing. He's just putting the same vets out there, the same mix of veterans out there in just different positions. And I don't get the reasoning behind it, and I don't agree with it. One of the guys that went in there, like Alex Kappa went in there at a center position. Let's see what he had to say about the game.
Overall thoughts on just kind of being at this place in the season.
We got to keep working to do better. We got to find a way to do better, find a way to win some games. I appreciate my teammates.
As an offensive lineman, how do you stomach a game when you give up 9 sacks as a unit?
You got to play better. I mean, we got to do more to protect G. We got to do more to stay out of those situations. We got to be better as a group, as a unit. And no matter what happens today, we're coming back to work tomorrow and trying to get better. So it doesn't change anything, but obviously we have to play better.
How challenging was it for you having to play multiple positions, even getting an opportunity at center?
I'll do anything to help my teammates. Doesn't matter.
When's the last time you played center in a game?
The preseason of my rookie year, but I've been practicing a lot to be ready, to be in any role I can to help the team, so I felt ready.
You get much work there this week?
Yeah, I've been practicing.
How do you guys kind of go forward, build that confidence to where a performance like that doesn't happen again, and it's all upward from here as a group, as a unit on the O-line?
I always have confidence in our group. I really mean that, and we just have to execute better. But like I said, we're a group that works hard. We come to work no matter what. It doesn't matter what happened today. We're coming to work this week to get better and go prepare to get another win. And we just got to keep working to get better.
Those dudes across from you, obviously they get paid too. How challenging were they, just the way that they're able to continue to get after the quarterback and put so much strain on the O-line?
I mean, they're a great front. They're a great defense. We knew that coming in. Didn't surprise me. They're a talented group. I played most of them. They're a good front. We knew that coming in, though.
Cool.
Yeah. We just need to play better. It's just getting old. It's the same thing over and over again. Well, we need to execute better. We need to play better. Ultimately, you have to take a look at yourself, and you have to tell yourself, we're just not playing the right guys. Or maybe we're just not a good team. We just lack that much talent. But you don't know that if you don't put those players in. And Pete Carroll said it yesterday. Yeah, it can't get any worse if you play the young guys. Well, that's not how I think. That's not how we feel. But the thing is you're putting these guys in over and over again, and they're not performing. And Pete was the one that said they needed change, but he's not changing. All these things just don't make sense, man. It's tough. It's a rough situation. And I know for a fact that I think Maxx Crosby is sick of it, man. He's sick of this nonsense. He's like, if we're not going to win, at least help us win next season. And here's what Maxx Crosby had to say. This is a tough one to watch.
Just to keep it simple, it's probably getting difficult to keep coming up with inspiring messages for the team. But how do you get past this hump? How does this team get over this?
At this point, you're not playing for the playoffs, which is unfortunate. But you just got to keep showing up every day, positive attitude, and keep working. You work all year to have 17 opportunities. That's all you can do. You can cry and moan, and it is what it is. At this point, you play for the love of the game, and we're in the NFL. Nothing's guaranteed. Tomorrow's not guaranteed for anybody, so you should keep showing up and keep working.
Sorry, teammates were talking about how you're going to learn a lot about the rest of your team, about who wants to play, who wants to be here moving forward. I guess just what is your message to that group, who that may be, as practices keep going and games continue?
Same. It's the same thing what I just said. You got 17 opportunities. If you don't want to be here, then go home.
Max, thoughts on battling with Shedeur today and what you think of him in his first start?
Yeah, it was fun. It's a blast. Love the kid. Happy he's getting an opportunity, and always wishing the best.
Max, it's clear that you're fighting for all 60 minutes out there, 5 tackles for loss. Like, what's your mindset late in the fourth quarter? The game's out of hand, but you're still giving it your all.
Yeah, just take it one play at a time. That's it. Tunnel vision. Stay locked in on what's most important, and that's winning the play. And that's what I try to do every single time.
Pete Carroll said that he was still really impressed with how the defense really played tonight. Is there frustration knowing that the defense is still playing well, even though the offense can't produce as much?
We could be better. I think we could be better. That screen, that play can't happen. Overall, I think we're doing some good things. I feel like we could definitely be better though overall. But that's if you think you got it, you know what I mean. If you think we are doing enough, and you're part of the problem. You got to be continuously trying to find ways and stay curious on how you can improve and dominate your individual role, but also bring others with you. So yeah, we got to keep improving, but we go to war together, and I love my guys for sure.
Snow had a moment there early in the game. Like, what do you just think about his progression as a player?
I love Snow. Snow's been a great teammate since he's gotten here. He's a great addition to this locker room and in our D-line room, specifically. He's always got good energy. He works his ass off. He loves football. He loves his daughter, and he's he's just a great dude to be around. He's a guy that's been gone through a lot of adversity in his career and has been doubted a lot, and he keeps proving everybody wrong. So he keeps earning it every single week. He's a great player for us, and you're going to continue seeing him get better and better.
Max, you mentioned switching your mentality to where you're not in the playoff picture anymore, so you're playing for the love of the game. What is that like, stomaching, just knowing you're kind of going to the next step of this season?
It's already kind of been that, to be real. You know what I mean? It's mindset never switches. You don't start playing different because you're in the playoffs or not in the playoffs. Obviously, at the end of the day, it's about winning, and that's what I want to do more than anything on the planet. Unfortunately, right now, it's not that. But it's a team sport, and for me as a leader, I got to keep finding ways to improve, as an individual and also as a leader. I take it as another challenge. Take it one day at a time and keep improving daily.
Max, do you still feel like the team is united despite the obstacles you guys are facing?
Overall, there's going to be, everyone's going to be searching for answers and solutions. I feel like when things are not going exactly well, and that's a good thing. Unfortunately, it's just not good enough. We're just not good enough right now. It's been pretty clear. That's the reality of it, and we got to get better.
How do you not get upset at the offense when they're not able to capitalize when you guys get the ball back and just still go out there and just give it your all and not get frustrated at them?
That's we focus on things that we can control. You could sit there and find people to try to point the finger at and this and that and whatever. That's not productive for anybody. So for us, we just gotta as a defense, we gotta hold our weight, keep getting better, and keep pushing the offense to keep improving.
You can see a stark difference in the attitude of Maxx Crosby. He's kind of like, oh, well, we lost another one, but I'm still trying to play hard. He's not angry anymore. He doesn't show that anger, and it's not there anymore because he understands. Yeah, this season's over. We lost another one. It is what it is, but we need to still go out there and play hard, and have respect for the game, which is great. I applaud that in Maxx Crosby, and what he said is right. It's not productive to point fingers and blame the other side of the ball because ultimately, they gave up 24 points to a rookie who played god awful last year. Last season. I'm sorry, last game. And it's a situation where the defense could have played better. There's some things they could have done. They gave up a couple big plays. They gave up some big third and long conversions. They also gave up that long touchdown to Dylan Sampson. But man, you see the difference in what the Browns are doing and the difference in what the Raiders are doing. Like the Browns are playing their young guys. You see that Judkins was out there playing, Graham. You have Sampson's out there making big plays. Shador Sanders is out there making plays. Before that, you had Dylan Gabriel out there making plays. You have Isaiah Bond out there making plays. Like they're out there and they're throwing them. Now look, This is the 11th game of the season, so it's not like they just threw him out there the first game. Shador is a little bit different, but the other guys have been playing. And it's like, at this point of the season, if you don't play the young guys early, you're not going to get those growing pains out of the way where they can start making plays more comfortably now. And it's a situation where, something's got to give. And the message has to be made clear to Pete Carroll. Look, we tried it your way, and it's not working. We need you to do it our way now. We're going to still try to win, but you're going to try to win with these guys instead, because these guys are the future. And it's not just about you and what you want to get done. It's about what's best for the organization. And that's the message that needs to be given to Pete Carroll. What is best for this organization right now? It's not trying to win a couple of games here and there with the veterans that aren't going to be here anymore. Okay, it's about trying to win games with the rookies that we have and the young players that we're going to move forward with, that we're under contract for multiple seasons, so we can grow this team and grow this roster. But ultimately, it's up to Pete. It's up to what he wants to do, because he's being extremely stubborn right now and not putting the players out there. Because look, you can say all you want. Well, in practice, we know what we're looking for. We don't see it, and so they're not going to play. So that's what you want, what you're seeing in the game. That's what you want. You want Meredith and Putnam and Kappa just getting blown over. You want those guys out there instead? It's not working. You got to try something new, man. Speaking of not working, what's not working is getting the ball to Brock Bowers, because he needs to get the ball a whole lot more. Now that Chip is gone, maybe they're going to do it a little bit different, getting Brock Bowers the ball. Here's what Brock Bowers had to say following the game.
Third downs, there's a lot of long ones, but just really couldn't convert on third downs. What was difficult there?
Like you said, we got ourselves in a lot of third and longs, and can't do that.
When there's not much time to throw, I guess, what can you guys do to kind of adjust game plan wise, or just scheme? Like, what can you do, I guess, to help the offensive line in that area?
Yeah, we game plan to chip a lot, tight ends, running backs, getting chips on those guys, and keeping us in protection sometimes. Just trying to help out as much as we can.
How frustrating does this become when you know what you're doing in practice, but it's just not translating on the field?
Yeah, it's definitely super frustrating. Everyone's trying as hard as they can, obviously. Like, no one's in here BSing and stuff, and everyone wants to win so bad, and it's just not coming together on game day.
What's the mood of the team right now, bro?
Obviously everyone's pissed off after the loss, but nothing you can do about it now. You just got to get your head back down and keep working for next week.
How together are you guys still with all the losses piling up?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a big part of staying together, and we got to keep fighting, and just like you said, stay together, keep everyone on the same page, and just keep grinding until it works out.
How does that sting a little bit more as a player?
Yeah, it's definitely rough hearing the fans, obviously. So yeah, it's rough. We need to do better for them, and just need their support.
Cool. Thanks, Brooks.
Thanks.
Yeah, if you're Brock Bowers, you're coming from Georgia, who they just had a rabid fan base, right? And then you come to the Raiders, and you got a lot of support. Raider Nations will give you support, but there comes a point in time where anyone gets pushed over the edge. You can only hit a mule so many times, and that one last time, he's either going to die or he's going to attack. And the Raiders fans, the Raider Nation, who haven't fallen off and stopped following the team and sworn off the team, the ones that are still here, they're done. They're done with the excuses. They're done with the BS. They're done with the back talk and the double talk and the okey doke and the misdirection and saying one thing and doing another. And these specific people are held accountable while these specific people aren't. I know you guys are tired of it. I'm tired of it too. Trust me, guys. I'm doing this every single day. If you guys are watching me every single day, know that I'm in this every single day making content. It's not easy, man. It's tough. And the issue that we're running into right now is there's no good options, right? I like the front office. I think the front office had the right idea of going with a lot of young players. But Pete Carroll convinced the front office he could win. And when you have two different directions, look, you have Mark Davis giving control to Tom Brady and John Spytek. Then you have we're hearing stories about a Jim Gray floating in and Jim Gray having some influence here and there. And then you have Pete Carroll, who has influence because he has a lot of gravitas, right? He has a lot of weight for what he's done in the past. Then you have a Chip Kelly, who's, has a lot of weight offensively. It's just too many people with too many different ideas. It's similar to what we had last season with AP. Too many guys, too many cooks in the kitchen. We need to streamline this. And if the front office wants to have a conversation and hash it out, have a conversation, hash it out, but then come with one message to the head coach. The head coach has all these different things he's juggling. Have one message to his coaching staff, and they each have one message to their team. The issue that we're having is I think we got a lot of different people telling a lot of different things, and it's showing on the field. It's completely disjointed, and it needs to get cleaned up, man, because this is not going to be an easy fix after all these years of turnover. We looked at it yesterday, all the different regimes in Reggie McKenzie and John Gruden and Mike Mayock. Then you have Dave Ziegler, and then Champ Kelly and Tom Telesco, and now you have John Spytek. And there's so many different people at the helm, so many different head guys at GMs, and so much turnover. You got to just stop the craziness, man. You got to stop the insanity, and we got to figure something out. And if Pete Carroll doesn't want to get on board with what we're doing, it's time for Pete to go too, because trust me, right now, I know that nobody is safe in this Raiders coaching staff. All right, guys, that's my time for today. Really appreciate you guys watching. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe to this video. It's the next way to support the channel, and it's absolutely free. On top of that, we have the Shield Society. It's only $5 a month. It's a membership. You get some freebies. You get some perks. If you want to do it and can do it, great. I would really appreciate it. If not, or you don't want to, that's fine too. I'm still giving you a video every single day. All that and all I ask in return is that you tell your friends, tell your haters, tell your mamas, tell everybody. Raiders versus the world is the greatest thing going on in Raider Nation today. All right, guys, that's my time. Till next time, everybody.
Hey, Raider Nation, thanks for watching. There's plenty more where that came from. Go ahead and smash that like button, drop a comment, make sure to subscribe and share to all your socials. It's the bare minimum you can do without doing absolutely nothing.